So I'm in my closet, and I'll show you more of that later because I'm having to make a huge project out of it. But I'm looking through my clothes, and I'm thinking, I'm going over here and I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm putting all this stuff away, and it's all from boxes that I had packed away. And a lot of the stuff I wore 2 years ago, you know, maybe a little more, but 2 years ago. And I used to, I'm sure many of you have done this, men and women, but women in particular, I used to think that I've always thought that I have been less than ideal in weight. For whatever reason, I don't know. It's just our own distorted perception of our body. That's my battery running out. Oh no. Anyway, but then I look at all these clothes and I go, well, I can't wear them right now. No, because especially after I've had a baby like 2 months ago. But I put them up to me and I'm like, oh God. And like 95%, like, 50% of them are size medium. I've always thought that I was like, I've had this self-perception of me being like a Neanderthal for whatever reason. I don't know where it came from, but it brought to mind times when I've looked at pictures. I've recently looked through old pictures and saw pictures of myself like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I went, whoa, I was like skinny, comparatively to how I feel now. But I remember how I felt when I took those pictures, and I remember specifically looking at that particular picture and going, at the time that it was taken, I remember looking at it going, look at my belly, look at my this, look at my that, I feel so fat. And I have done this over the years countless times. I remember looking back at pictures of myself when I was 5 years younger than that and going, oh man, I was skinny then, blah, 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 what happened? So what I realize is that today, I look at myself today, and I still find that I have those feelings of body image that I'm going, me, when I look at myself. And I try to remember how I felt when I looked at those pictures from then. And remember that in my mind, I felt the exact same way about myself as I do now or did last week or what have you back then. But when I look at them now, back then looks a hell of a lot better than now feels. And back then has always looked better than the now felt at the time. So maybe we can always just put a picture of ourselves up on the fridge or something and remember that how we feel about ourselves now, like 5 or 3 years in the future, we're going to look back to now and be like, God, what the hell were you complaining about? What the hell were you worried about? Because I look at my closet now and I go, man, all these clothes are like tiny. And I used to think I was fat. And I'm going, what is my freaking problem? Because now I'm still wearing maternity clothes and I can't wear any of these clothes, and I want to because they're so cute. But anyway, I'll get back into them. But the point being, our body image is very distorted. It's our perception of ourselves is always distorted. How we see ourselves now in the mirror, how we feel about ourselves, is never, ever, 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 ever the reality of what it actually is. And we don't realize that until years later down the road when we look at clothes we used to wear or pictures of ourselves then and go, what the heck was I worried about? So I just try to remember that now. I'm going to try to remember that now, keep that mentality in my head now, and push out any thoughts of distorted body image that I may have now, and see where that gets me.